So you have to think of literacy as a bricolage of colors and growth. Each child is its own stem, and they get to blossom in your classroom if you focus in on emergent literacy. But those seeds are planted well before you get there. If you want a garden to grow in your classroom, you have to remember that you need to work together. Yes, a student might be a flower alone, and you do want to nurture and care for their emergent literacy skills. But however, you need to recognize that it is a home and school connection. So when we're looking at our emergent literacy practices, what does it take to grow this flower? So you're not left with a barren field of illiteracy. And there's a few things. The first, you need to have print awareness. Okay, number one, print awareness. Then, number two, your oral language development. And finally, we're going to group in phonemic awareness into the discussions. And this stuff isn't new. We've known about reading for a long time and how to teach reading. Yet, to unlock early childhood and emergent literacy practices, we do have to make those home connections. We have to recognize that parents are the first ones to raise their flowers. And how we bring in that oral language development is absolutely critical. So what is oral language development? In a sense, we know some things. That kids bring in different kinds of vocabulary into the classroom. That students from richer schools or richer neighborhoods or with white parents come in with thousands of words more than children who do not. Does that mean that they're in the dark, that they don't have a chance to shine as sunflowers? No, because I also wonder that maybe there's schools that like a specific kind of flower. And the kinds of orality that are found in Latina and African American homes, those aren't really treasured in the commons of our schools. What we do is we create schools that have reflected a lot of white America. And so we stress the kinds of oral language patterns that aren't always stressed in our homes. Now, that being said, we know for a fact with oral language development that if you're going to fly, it's a great predictor. With studies have shown that following kids for 6 years, that knowing the number of words that they know in kindergarten is a great predictor of where they're going to be in third grade reading. It is a predictor of, will that be a caged bird who can fly, or will they be doomed the death of illiteracy, where they cannot? And this, we can look at oral language development, and we can know that. But so we have to figure out ways to increase the amount of oral language in our school. The next important development, if we don't want to bring in this, the next pathway we focus in on after oral language development is phonological awareness. And phonological awareness is a pathway of sound. If you think about it, you read with your ears and your eyes. Phonological awareness means your ears only. So you're concentrating on things like alliteration and rhyming. So you're looking at the beauty of sound, in essence, with phonological awareness. And then finally, we need to think about our print awareness. Because print awareness, that's the symbols. And letters have a beauty to them. And kids need to recognize how those letters are used. But how do you do that? How can we take all of these flowers and get beyond just our window of understanding and really increase our chances of our students being able to understand? Well, it's not that hard. It involves a lot of books and a lot of reading and a joy for reading. Because that's how you truly unlock the petals and have the stem of knowledge grow to where that student can then go pollinate other kids. So with what you're doing with your print awareness is you're focusing on environmental print. Label everything in your classroom. Label it all right? And just share books. Now with your oral language development, that's where you have to really bet the farm, right? You need to increase their content awareness to increase their oral language development. And that's connections to home. That's doing things like shared readings. That's doing things like self-talk. Like bring the kids into the garden and have them share what they're doing. Make the connections. Comprehension is knowledge. Background knowledge is comprehension. You can get stuck in the circle. We've talked about this. If you look over here on the right, the more you read, the more knowledge you have. The more knowledge you have, the more you read. And when you can do that, that's when the flowers blossom. Because all of the skills of emergent literacy, that's what brings in the energy. That sucks in the chlorophyll of our knowledge and allows new ideas to sprout as flowers in our children. So emergent literacy is about taking the seeds of growth that parents planted and getting them to blossom into their own unique elements as readers. And again, to focus in on emergent literacy, it's 3 major components. You guys will need to know what these are. First, like I said, is their print awareness. Do they know that we read left to right? Or that's concept about print. Do they know that letters represent sounds? Can they recognize the first letter in their words? Can they go on a scavenger hunt around a preschool classroom and say, that's A, that's a B, that's a C, that's a D? It's like finding the polka dots on a shirt. Right now, they would see those as polka dots. They need to see them as letters. All right? And then after, you have to start thinking about phonological awareness. And remembering that phonological awareness is different than phonics. And it involves playing with sounds and recognizing the beginning sounds and the end of sounds. Because they might begin as just a tight little bud. But with phonological awareness, 7 minutes a day, just 7 minutes a day, you can have them to grow into a flower. And when you have those two, when you have that concept about print and you have the phonological awareness, and then you can water that garden with a lot of oral language development, where you're increasing the content knowledge of your students, that's how you get emergent literacy to succeed. All right? And that's my lecture. I will try to keep all lectures to 5 seconds long. Well, that was 8 minutes and 20.